Hi guys, welcome back to In the Kitchen with Adnan and Aliya. This week we've made a delicious pasta bake with a slight Asian fusion, and I'm sure you're absolutely gonna love this recipe. And like I say every week, if you enjoyed this video, please like and share and comment down below. Let us know what you thought. Let us know where you think we can make improvements. And if you're new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe. It really helps us out. So let's get to the ingredients. Let's see how we made this delicious dish. Right guys, time for the ingredients. So start off pasta bake with pasta. We're using these shapes. You can use your favorite kind of pasta. We've got about a kilo of chicken thighs. We're using chicken thighs because we find they have more flavor. But if you want to use breast, then by all means go for it. We've got salt, chili powder and chili flakes. That's just to taste. We've got 100 grams of butter. We've got 1 small onion. We've got about 5 cloves of garlic. We've got 100 grams of plain flour. We've got a red and a green pepper. We've got about 200 grams of mushrooms, and we have a liter of milk. So now that we've seen the ingredients, let's get started with the recipe by boiling our pasta.
पानी को उबाल आना शुरू हो गया, हम इसमें पास्ता ऐड करेंगे.
So we filled the pot with the water. The water was at a really vigorous boil, as you saw. We've added some oil and some salt. The oil is to stop the pasta from sticking together, and the salt is to flavor it. We're now just going to boil the pasta until it's about 80% cooked. We're not going to cook it throughout because we're also going to put it in the oven, and that's going to cook the pasta some more. So we'll come back once the pasta is boiled.
अब हमारा पास्ता तकरीबन कुक हो गया है. हमने इसको फुल कुक नहीं किया क्योंकि हमने इसको ओवन में भी डालना है, इसलिए हमने इतना कुक किया है कि हम बाद में इसको ओवन में भी पका सकें.
So what Aliya is just saying is our pasta's done as much as we'd like it. We're not going to cook it throughout fully because it's going to get cooked in the oven as well. At this stage, you're just going to have to judge it for yourself. Just don't cook the pasta completely because obviously it's going to go in the oven later as well. So now we're going to drain the pasta, and then we're going to start cooking the other ingredients.
हमने इसमें 2 टेबलस्पून ऑयल डाला है. अब ये इसमें मैं लहसुन डालूंगी. थोड़ा सा इसको कुक करेंगे, फिर इसमें ऑनियन जाएगा.
So guys, what we've done is we've drained the pasta, and then we've put some cold water over it because we want to stop the pasta from cooking. And now what Aliya is doing is she's put about a couple of tablespoons of oil into the pan. She's put the garlic cloves in, and she's just going to let that cook a little bit, and then she's going to add the onions.
इसमें अनियन जाएंगे.
In goes the onion.
ज़्यादा कुक किसी चीज़ को भी नहीं करना क्योंकि ये बाद में ओवन में जाएंगे.
So we don't want to cook overcook anything. We're just going to take the onions till they're about a bit translucent.
अब ये थोड़ा सा ऑनियन कुक हो गया, अब हम इसमें चिकन ऐड करेंगे.
So the onions cooked, and now we're adding the chicken.
जब चिकन का थोड़ा सा कलर चेंज होना शुरू हो जाएगा,
So we're going to cook the chicken until it goes white, and then we're going to start adding in the spices and the rest of the vegetables.
मैं थोड़े से ये इटालियन हर्ब्स ऐड करूँगी.
So she's just throwing in some mixed Italian herbs, dried herbs. So it's just got oregano, basil and some red peppers in.
अब ये देखें इसका कलर चेंज हो गया. अब इसमें मैं स्पाइस ऐड करूँगी, नमक और मिर्च. आप अपनी मर्ज़ी से जितना इस्तेमाल कर, जितना स्पाइसी खाना चाहते हैं आप ऐड कर लें.
So what Aliya is just saying is the color of the chicken has changed completely. It's now completely white, and now we've added in the salt, the chili powder and the chili flakes. The chilies and the salt are, like I said in the ingredients, is as per your taste. If you like it spicier, add more. If you like it less, not quite as spicy, then add less. So we're now just gonna let the chicken cook for about 10 minutes because we don't want the chicken to be
अब इसे पानी छोड़ा है
raw.
10 मिनट्स में कुक हो जाएगा चिकन इसमें, क्योंकि इसके बाद ये ओवन में भी जाएगा तो पानी इसमें ड्राई हो जाएगा और ये कुक भी हो जाएगा.
So we're just gonna let the chicken cook for about 10 minutes. So we'll see you then. So
पानी ड्राई हो गया है और ये चिकन भी कुक हो गया हमारा. अब हम इसमें ये जो हमने सब्जियां काट के रखी हैं ये डालेंगे.
So what Aliya is just saying is the water is dried, the chicken is cooked, and now we're adding the veg, and we're just gonna fry this for a bit, and then we're gonna start making the roux.
मशरूम भी डाल दिए इसमें और ये बाकी वेजिटेबल कटी हुई थी वो भी.
The mushrooms won't take long to cook, and the peppers, we want those to still have a bit of a crunch. So we're not going to cook this for too long, maybe just about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we're going to take this out of the pan, leave it aside, and then we're going to start making the roux or the white sauce.
अब ये जो हमने मशरूम और ये डाली थी शिमला मिर्च, ये दोनों तकरीबन कुक हो गई हैं जितना हम चाहते थे.
So the mushrooms and the peppers have cooked for a bit. The mushrooms have wilted down. The peppers are still nice and crunchy. And now what we're going to do, we're going to take these out of the pan, leave them aside to cool, and we're going to use this same pan to make the white sauce or the roux. We're not going to clean the pan out or anything because this will still have the flavor from all the chicken, all the spices, all the veg, and we don't want to lose that flavor. So we're going to use the same pan once we've taken these out to start making the roux. So I'm just going to get these out onto a plate, and then we'll see you back when we start making the roux.
ये हम अपना बटर जो हमने पहले से रखा हुआ था.
So now we're going to start to make the roux, and like I said, we're going to use the same pan because we don't want to lose any of the flavor. We're going to wait for all the butter to melt, and then we're going to add the flour into it. Now it's very important that you use the same quantity of butter and flour. We're using 100 grams of butter and 100 grams of flour. You can, if you want to make a larger portion, you can add more butter and more flour, or if you want to make less, add less butter, less flour, but that ratio has to be the same. Butter and flour must be equal. So we're just going to let the butter melt.
बटर और फ्लावर सेम आपने लेना है क्वांटिटी में.
जितना butter उतना ही flour.
बटर में करके और ऐड करेंगे.
And we're just going to cook this a bit to take that rawness out of the flour. As you can see, it's clumped together. That's fine, that's to be expected.
लम्प्स नहीं होने चाहिए. आप इसको थोड़ा सा ब्राउन करना है और फिर इसमें आपने दूध ऐड करना है. आप साथ साथ इसमें दूध ऐड करेंगे और साथ साथ चमचा तेज तेज चलाते जाएंगे.
So the reason why we're cooking this now is because we don't want that raw taste of flour. So we're just cooking that out to get that raw flavor of flour out of it. So it tastes just like a nice smooth sauce.
ये साथ लग रहा है, नेवर माइंड. आप इसमें दूध ऐड करेंगे और तेज से चमचा चलाएंगे, ये खुद ठीक हो जाएगा.
So what Aliya is saying is it will be sticking a bit at this stage, but that's fine. As you add milk, that will all come off and it'll all become one sauce. And also because we're using the same pan that we cook the chicken and the veg in, all of those flavors are gonna be in this sauce. So now we're gonna start to add the milk. I'm gonna slowly add it as Aliya mixes it, and then we're gonna.
आप थोड़ा थोड़ा करके डालें.
And then we're going to change over as she gets
अच्छी तरह से मिक्स कर लें, आहिस्ता आहिस्ता करके डालते जाएं।
So when that portion is mixed in, then add more. When that's combined. So now that's combined, I'm adding more.
आप जब इसमें मीट ऐड करेंगे इसमें लम्ब खुद टूट जाएंगे, बस आपने चमचा चलाना नहीं छोड़ना। डालें इसमें मीट।
Do you want me to take over?
Yeah.
Wait, it's not combined yet. Let me go for it.
जैसे जैसे आप इसमें चमचा चलाते जाएंगे इसमें से लम्ब्स टूट जाएंगे।
So I'm just changing over. If you take that, Aliya. The whisk will just help make sure that there's no lumps. Go for it, you can add more. Yeah, just okay. Just wait a second, Aliya.
अब देखिए इसमें से लम्ब सारे टूट गए हैं।
Yeah, go for it. Add the last of it now.
स्मूथ हो गया। अब इसमें हम थोड़ा सा नमक ऐड करेंगे, थोड़ी सी ब्लैक पेपर
So
फ्लेवर के लिए।
now we're just seasoning it with salt and pepper. And if you're not sure about the seasoning, just use a teaspoon and try a bit. It's okay, you know. It's okay to try it.
इसको थोड़ा सा थिकर हो जाए फिर हम इसका चूल्हा ऑफ कर
I don't need this anymore. There's no lumps. I'll have the spoon back again. And now we're just going to let it thicken up a bit. See what that looks like? It's a lovely smooth sauce. There's some lumps on the spoon, but so that's what we were looking for. Now at this stage, just check your seasoning. Make sure that it tastes as you want it to. If you want to add a bit more salt or pepper, go for it. And once it's thickened, we're going to take it off, let it cool a bit, and then we're going to assemble everything, the pasta, the chicken and veg, into a baking tray. Add this on top, throw some cheese on, and then we're going to bake it in the oven. So I've turned the flame off. The sauce is exactly where we want it to be. You see that consistency there? I'm not sure how, if it's clear coming through in the camera or not, but it's absolutely smooth. There's no lumps. You can see the little specks of pepper and also the flakes from the chilies that we added to the chicken. Now we're just going to let this cool a bit, and then we're going to come back when we're ready to assemble it all together and put it into the oven. Right guys, so once the ingredients have all cooled, what we've done is we've layered it all. So we put a layer of pasta down into the dish, then the chicken and the veg, and then a layer of roux, and then we've just repeated it until we've used up all of the ingredients. And now we're just going to top it up with a bit of mozzarella, not too much, because if you add too much you'll have that stringiness over the top, but just a little bit for flavor. And also it's going to look really good once it's all browned nicely.
फिर मैं ये चीज़ ऐड कर दी है। आप अपनी मर्ज़ी के हिसाब से जितना डालना चाहें आप डाल सकते हैं। That's fine.
So that's that. So
अब हमने ओवन प्रीहीट किया हुआ है।
So now that that's done, we're going to put this into a preheated oven at about 200 degrees for about half an hour, or until it's got a lovely golden brown color at the top. So put it into a preheated oven and just keep an eye on it. It'll take about half an hour, but just as long as it takes to get that lovely golden brown crust. And we'll see you once it's cooked. Right guys, the dish is done. The pasta is complete. We've got a lovely golden brown crust at the top. It smells absolutely wonderful. So, like I say every week, if you've enjoyed the recipe, please hit the like button, share it with your family and friends, comment down below with what you thought, and any suggestions. What do you want us to do? Is there any specific recipe that you think we really should try and show you how to cook? So comment down below, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next week with a brand new recipe. So have a good week and bye bye.